As mining companies relocate staff by the jet load from interstate, Perth's rental market gets ever tighter. While mining booms, the resource sector offers workers big dollars and the promise of a great lifestyle here in the West. Part of that lure is top-class accommodation, but the run on upmarket digs is having a trickle-down effect and not in a good way. Here's Charlotte Hamlin.
River views, 10 minutes to the city, 10 minutes to the beach, the best Perth has to offer. On top of a sizable salary, this is what mining companies are offering to attract overseas executives to Perth.
Charlotte, come in. This is a fairly typical apartment that appeals to the corporate market.
Tanya Ellis runs a property leasing agency that works closely with major mining companies to find suitable housing for senior workers who've shifted to Perth.
They're typically looking for your 4x2, mostly in the western suburbs. If they have children, then they're usually utilising the private schools, so they gravitate around those areas that are close to the schools and also where their colleagues are.
But suitable rental properties in desirable areas are hard to come by, so companies are paying above market rates to secure them. Real Estate Institute of WA President David Airy says mining companies with deeper pockets than most are dominating Perth's rental market and setting the bar when it comes to price.
The overseas tenants are highly competitive and they're very demanding. They want high quality rental. They're looking for air conditioning, certainly two-car parking, security, and features that don't come in the average rental property. And they're prepared to pay for that. And typically, something that might have been $700 or $800 a week is probably now $1,000 or $1,200 a week.
It's making life tough for other families looking for a similar quality property in a very tight market, and demand is feeding down the chain, affecting anyone looking to lease close to the city.
Well, I've got to say, it worries me that the average renter is not only being forced to pay more, but is having to compete against previously quite insignificant people who are applying from overseas. They weren't a big part of the market, now they are.
Urban planning expert Peter Newman says the corporate pressure on the local rental market will be a long-term game changer. Perth's population is set to soar to 2.4 million by 2026, and as mining projects come on stream, the demand for high-end rentals will outstrip supply.
It's going to just blow the prices sky high, and the more that happens, the more we will have a two-sided city where the wealthy are living close in and they have all the access to the good services and the river and all that's wonderful about Perth and the beaches, and the rest are just going further and further out and driving and driving and driving to get anywhere. Now that's happening quite quickly.
WA's Chamber of Minerals and Energy says even the mining giants are starting to feel the pinch when it comes to relocating their workers to what's become the 12th most expensive city in the world.
I think it's a cost that perhaps means that companies look elsewhere for other projects and other opportunities for their people. I don't think we're seeing that at the moment, but it's something we need to be all aware of.
While there's been plenty of housing development in Perth's outer suburbs, it's accommodation in and around the city the corporate world wants and is willing to pay for. Experts say more central, high-density housing is the way forward.
We just don't do enough rental. We are the city in Australia that has the least number of apartments available, and yet most of the growth is being directed towards apartments in well-located areas. And we need to help that market develop more.
In the meantime, real estate agents say they're desperate to get more rental properties on their books. But they say part of the challenge is getting homeowners to be realistic about their rental returns.
People tend to misinterpret the power of the corporate market and how much they actually can spend on rental. They all have budgets. They have to have budgets. It's an enormous expense for a company to settle a family here in Perth. So, they do have budgets and they have to stick within them. So, you know, it's silly to say that, you know, these budgets are unlimited, they can ask whatever they want. It's just not the case.
Property investors have been turned off investing in property because they read the news. They're worried about the effect of the GFC, which continues. They look at the newspapers, they're worried about the European effect, the Greek effect. And I think they've been happy to stare at a pile of cash in the bank.
All agree things will get even tighter.
I think it's going to be a painful transition. If the growth comes and it just continues to do what we've always done, we're going to have so many problems with traffic congestion and the inability to provide for the housing market that's coming, that we will suffer. But the growth is an opportunity to change the way we do things.